We're live. We're live. It's the LocalSupport client meeting. Rachel, Alex is here as well. We've got Michelle and David and Michael. Let's go to the screen share, which I often forget to do, and go and look at what's going on. Yes. So we've got the meeting. We've got some. So we've got a few bits and pieces done. We've got the constitution ready. I've done most of that CHA1 form. Yep. One of the things that we've got to have these two responsible people. Yes. So David is going to be one of them, and then we've got another UK-based person, Brian's going to be the other. One thing we were just wondering about is they'd have to be given like a title within the organisation. Yeah. And it gives examples of secretary, treasurer, and so on. So David was saying trustee. If we use the word trustee, is that loaded with?
Well, trustee is normally linked with a charity.
Right.
So if you have a charity, you're the equivalent to a director. But
right.
You'd be a charity trustee. So I don't know quite.
It's just director.
Yes. When not necessarily have directors on board.
Yes, I don't. Yeah, I think with Companies House having more than one director, then that sort of implies. Then all decisions have to be, taken through. But I mean, I guess that then it would have an impact on the constitution about what decision making things there were. Yes, I mean, I guess that there's presumably that in principle one can just make up words about what the roles are in the organisation, and then the organisation document statement will have.
I mean, you could just say the manager or coordinator.
Right. Yes, I guess we can have that referred to in the.
I mean, trustee does link you with. I don't know if it's a protected term.
No.
But it does link with the charity.
They use co-worker.
Right.
So basically, just what they say is it opens it up to the world, and it means absolutely nothing.
Right.
Because anybody can be a co-worker in your organisation.
Oh, sure. Right. Yes, I mean,
sort of anyone.
I mean, it's what we call it. It's the funny thing is it ends up being. Yeah. I don't think we care too much what the names are. Yeah. It's that the HMRC is kind of. I guess from HMRC point of view is that they want to have something that they recognise and that makes sense to them. And the less that it makes sense to them, the less likely they are to.
I think trustee is a confusing one because of the charity.
I mean, in that CHA form, it says, why haven't you applied for charity status? And the reason that I put is we don't have £5,000. I mean, I think we could, if we had the money, we could apply for the charity status. And
it might be worth checking if you can be
a charity.
A charity and a company limited by shares.
I've got I think you can in special circumstances. If you go to Politics UK's oh wait, there it is. A different book.
Let's have a physical book. Goodness me.
Company limited by shares. No, it's not.
Right.
Oh wait. Yes. It's previously moved up. So I'm not sure it can be done at.
Oh, so it's something that they've changed now, so that I see. Okay, that's good to know. And what is this book that we've got here? This is the Corporations in the UK. Okay, I see. I mean, I'm also not sure what the advantage of us gaining charitable status would be in the future. If we wanted that.
Well, again, it gives you opportunities for fundraising.
Right.
But then you would have trustees.
Right.
And those trustees could not be earning any money through your organisation. Right. So if you're taking a salary or you're paying your developers, they would not be able to be trustees. Right. So then you'd have to think who would be my trustee. That's why we didn't go down
that's why it would be better to stay as a company limited by shares, because then you would still be recognised as, well, to some funders at least, as a social enterprise. So it wouldn't matter as much. But again, if you were a charity, it does open it up even further.
It's about this form. I think you shouldn't put that in if you're not planning to be a charity.
No.
So it might come back to you in 5 years' time when your turnover is $1 million. On our form, which I I've sent off last week, I put that the model didn't suit us and it will work as property.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know whether it's worth you. I mean, you said you rang them and said they takes 15 days to make a decision.
Right.
So whether it's worth you hanging on. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's right. That is what I said.
And
yes.
seeing what, if we get knocked back,
yes.
we get feedback. If we don't get knocked back, then maybe.
Yeah. I mean, because although PayPal I think is still, but we're not in a bind now. Like we must have it set up. So yeah, we could wait and see what they say to you.
I mean, it should be back.
I was going to go for Agile Ventures. This is the.
Yeah.
I filled
because
it
you're in the same borough, it might even be the same inspector.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know if it works like that.
Am I going to have lost?
No, I don't know either.
I have a feeling I'm going to have to fill the entire form. I keep on trying to save this form in one form or another.
No problems with PDFs. I'm glad it's not just.
Well, I have specifically a problem with this form from. I don't have problems with PDF generally. I'm having a specific problem with this form from the HMRC. Actually, I know some of the HMRC. They seem to be sticklers for using the very, 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 very latest version of Adobe Acrobat and PDF.
I had problems opening.
Right.
And it was because it didn't open in Chrome, so I had to open it in a different browser.
I think the problem here with this one actually is maybe I do have the document, but it can't be opened in. I haven't got this. That's just the preview. So if I'm in here, why am I not getting a? Can I open it with Safari? Will it actually? Adobe Reader blocked for this website. Goodness me. Will I actually get my document back with my data? I've already filled it in like 3 times. Every time I... Okay, I do. All right.
You know what, you might have to get a pen out and print it out.
Goodness me. Well, the thing is here, you fill it all in, and then you have to print it out and send it off. It's like, good. Right. Yeah. Okay. Yes. Okay.
I mean, if you're not in a hurry, I'd say to wait until we
see what you have your... Yeah, I mean, the thing that we were putting in... I'm sorry, it scrolls so fast that I can't even see it. There was a thing about, because we don't have the necessary, maybe we would change this and say doesn't suit our model or something. I'll just, anyway. Okay. Anyway. And then every time I save it, it has to kind of resave and then, goodness me, talk about the user experience. They need to, I think the HMRC need to employ us to sort them out. Yeah. Okay.
At the end.
So that was that. So we've actually made some progress on various things that I'm going to show you. Yeah, there's other things to do. Open other pages. So one thing wrapped up. So there was this person who you'd invited them. I went and but the email address was the wrong email address. I deleted that account. And so you were in a. So did you
I sent it.
You've reinvited them, and that's sorted out. So we're all good there. And yes, so I think was it last week you already saw it? I mean
last week.
The key. Sorry, I'm just thinking about. Was it after last Thursday that we pushed it all? It was last week.
Yeah, you showed me,
approved
and then
it,
you sent it that day.
Then so now. It's all live, and it's all there. So, yeah, that was one of the main things. And I've got a few pieces of new functionality for you, so now trying to go to the right place. Yeah, so, Alex, you were doing an icon for the volunteers?
Yeah, well, I haven't done it, but
no. You've thought about it?
I had something in my head.
Yeah, that's a good start.
It went like that.
Uh-huh.
And then it had an almost open door, so if they had
open door, yeah.
Open door if they had an opportunity.
Okay.
It wouldn't show up if they don't have an opportunity. Oh, I see on the first page they would have it.
That's an interesting idea. Yeah, I mean, at the moment, the view that we've got here, this is only those organisations that now have voluntary opportunities will show up. But I think we can have the view of lots of open doors. Sounds good. Yeah. Well.
Yeah. Because the thought was at some point you might just have everything on one map.
Yeah.
So you want to have a different symbol for the registered address.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I thought. Open door if everything was sort of coming in, like you had the potential for them to come in, and closed if it was like they had no opportunity.
Although it could make, if particularly at the beginning, if you don't have any opportunities, it could make the whole thing rather unfriendly. It's like a whole series of closed doors.
But they would still have an open door to climb. It might look like a closed door.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, well, no.
Well, I'll think about it.
Yeah. No, but I think open door. I think we could certainly have open. I see these as being open doors.
Or pixels. What measurement is it? 200
That's a good question. I wonder if this will. What are these? Let me look at the Google. Let me Google. Size. Yeah. Complex. Because the marker is 20 pixels wide by 32. So 20 by 32. Okay. So that's the previous meeting. Yeah. So we've talked about the trustee things and so on. So it seems like, yeah, I mean, there's an action item for me, which is like revise constitution for new types of, e.g. So I mean, in terms of your submission to CHA1, what were the responsible people that you put down? Not who, but what title?
We got 3 directors, so.
Oh, okay, right.
Straightforward. We put the 3 directors down.
Right. And so
they are directors of the company.
And so in your limited guarantee, then decisions for the companies are put to the
or as a
board.
cooperative, anyone who's a member is entitled to it.
Right.
So decisions are made by the director.
Right. Yes. Okay.
So,
interesting.
Which is why the trustee model didn't work for us, because then you'd trustees, if you're a registered charity, trustees make the decisions.
Right.
That operation.
Sure. Yeah. That makes sense. So we're just going to Pivotal. So these are now deployed. I guess you had a chance to look at. Reasonably happy with what these are the fields here is that the organisation admins can create volunteer opportunities associated with the website. That's
right.
Yeah. So if we're, for example, I'm logged into the website here as there. This is now I'm logged in here as my Private Adventures. The button appears. So this is
this a staging?
No, this is live. This is live. So the thing is the admin doesn't see this at the moment. Yeah. So but we have the Creative Volunteer Opportunity button for anybody. So if you log in as your account, that you're the one that you're the organisation administrator of, you'd see that button. Okay. And at the moment you'd see this form, which is not looking fantastic. Obviously, we need to fix up and sort out. But it's basically there. I guess we can also remove that. Yeah. So.
And they would have to sign. They would have to sign into a website to update. If there's any actually forces to update the information as well.
Yeah, that's quite good.
To do a post without formatting. To remove.
That's fine.
Yeah, so go back as accepted, and then the main view is the ability to view the list of the volunteer opportunities, and so that's we've got those few things in there. I sent an email to I saw Steve on Tuesday, and anyway, so we'll see. I haven't heard back from her yet. But, I don't know if she's very email connected sort of person.
When did you send it?
Yesterday morning.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think she works full time.
No, fair enough.
I'm sure she'll come back to you.
Sure.
She's quite quick coming back to you, isn't she? Yeah, but she was quick, wasn't she?
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, at the moment we've got the few things off your site from us. And when I hear back from people, we'll see if I get any more in there.
You know the text that goes out to invite So when you're in, if you go into organisation, oh no, sorry, admin.
Yeah.
Maybe advantages.
Ah.
You know the text that goes out when you click the button?
Yes.
Can we change that manually so that now we can say...
Oh, and the volunteer thing. We certainly can.
Then what I was thinking was starting again with the ones that were 2 months ago, but with a new...
Yes, so we need to revise that text.
So if I send you...
Yeah, so you're going to get a new text for what it should be. Rachel, new invite text. And then we'll need to get new... So that's basically including mention of the volunteer.
Yeah.
Right. Yes. So we can see the separate folders. We've also, I think it's been out there for a while. We just didn't accept it. I believe logged in as an admin. You can we go to pages. So individual things can be adjusted in terms of whether they're in there. I think what we do is you can basically decide whether or not the link will be added there. So David's got another thing in the works, which is to allow you to, from this page, choose which order they're in and so on. But that's we push that to a separate story. I guess what would be helpful, I'm just thinking, would be if the pages, like when you're admin here, I guess they could be on this drop down. That you have page. Like, I don't know if you're probably not sure generally how to get to that link.
It's just at the bottom, isn't it?
Well, that you can get these take you to the individual pages themselves, but in terms of that was a new organisation page. These ones, for example, we get to About Us. But and you can, I guess you've got you've got it from there. So maybe that's not particularly a priority. Yeah. So if you're looking at the individual ones, you can edit. I don't know, you want to do things, but I'll maybe add backup for those in case they accidentally get deleted. Yeah, that's we could. So we've actually got we've added the access. I'm going to note to myself here, which is so going back to the tracker. Yeah, so that's working. It looks like that. The map is in there with volunteer options, so that's good. So the volunteer op, and that's the show page. So that was now the initial changes, which is that the emails and links that people put into their descriptions are. So we've seen that they're hyperlinked and so on. So we'll do that one, and then so the new things to show, which you all should, I hope, all be on the staging server. Let's go and tell me that it's deployed, because it's being deployed, staging server. So yeah, working with Makers students during the week, and also some online people. I guess I've logged in here on this one as the. Let's just go and log in as an admin. So we've got two new features. One is that we've got the delete functionality. You can now delete organizations. And I know you've got some organizations that you want to delete. What we've done on the back end is we've done it so that when it deletes them, it just hides them from the system. So if something's accidentally deleted, it could be undeleted. At the moment, in order to undelete it, you need to contact me. But we'll make an undelete button ultimately. So for example, actually we could. I mean, this is the staging server.
This one.
This one there. Yeah. So for some reason. I've logged back in again as the individual user rather than let's go and log in. I want to log in as the admin. There we go, thank you. What are you doing there? Grass outside today. Oh, it's summer, isn't it? It's there we go. So the organisations, I thought I saw that was there. It was 601. There we go. So now you get a nice red delete button, and so we delete it, and it thinks about it, and then you deleted it back to there, and it's at the moment. Well, and we'll put it so that you can there. So now it doesn't exist, and if people try and go and find it, then we get the we don't know. But yeah, so those can be undeleted, and so take my word for it. I tested it before. You're probably not so interested in seeing me connect to the server and undelete it, but if you're willing to take me on good faith, then we can. Well, at least so this one, if that's if you are happy with that, I can push that up to production for next week. Yeah, and then so actually that one's being worked on. Yeah, I think it was okay. We started doing some things for the. So you were talking about the admin screen. So if we go here to the admin screen and we look at the all users, we've added some new things in that. The columns are now sortable, so you can sort like you can on the other ones. Also added the last login information, which is also sortable. Annoyingly, we were just looking at this today, is it's sorting it alphabetically rather than to, like, for example, here it's doing like it's doing like 12 months ago comes before 2 minutes ago because 1 is before 2. So not ideal, although that's more information than you had previously that we can see. I logged in a month ago, a year ago. Anyway, this is all about staging data. But I'm assuming that's a step in the right direction in terms of this interface. I was thinking, just looking at it myself, well, we want to fix that sorting. But a simple fix would be to add in the actual precise the date of last login, and then that would sort easily. I think also probably it would be useful if these were all hyperlinked to the actual ones. At the moment they're just text, but if you clicked on them, then that would be. Was there something else that you particularly wanted to see in this admin interface?
I don't think so, because we talked about if I wanted to email the ones that were active. But you were saying that's something you do with MailChimp.
Yes, that's right. Yes, I guess
the other thing is, at some point, again, it's not essential, it'd be useful for me to, there's some people, Robert, to delete. But I think that's where people have, gone onto the site and looked in. Robert used to do.
Yeah, right. Yes, and some of these people are developers as well.
It's not really an issue that it's there.
No.
When they're not linked to anyone, they're just sort of dead.
No, but I guess it would be nice in terms of this is a management tool for you. It would be nice to be able to clean out stuff that's a distraction from it, so that you can more easily focus on things that are relevant. So I'm wondering if we actually have a. So I'm just looking through the things that we've got there. So we've got all of the chores, not really relevant. We've got. So Marianne's working on making the edit page look better. That's for organizations. From that feedback from one user who, is not noticing the checkboxes. So David and Shell have been working on the admin, and at the moment they can create the volunteer ops, but they're not editable, and not editable by the admin, which is, I think, important. Is important functionality. So that's hopefully that will be done by next week. We've also started on notifying you by email when someone requests chat. So if somebody clicks on the "This is my organization" button, at the moment it just appears. I don't think it's happened particularly frequently, but at the moment it appears here. But we've started on the story to send you an email when that happens. So I guess this delete charities. There was these 3 that you wanted to remove. I'll deploy that delete functionality, and then you can actually do it yourself as a test of that there. We've got this. I kept on thinking that this story. So this is display last edited data information for admin only for all users. I guess. Yeah, I guess this was partly the discussion yeah, so we actually, I guess it's sort of broken out there as the sourcing on the admin page. So there's kind of, I think we had that discussion, and I think I made this. Maybe we'll just, this is admin all users page. The things that we were doing was add, and there's like last login date that we've added, and then so to do is fix sourcing and hyperlink. I mean, this page is a little bit funny in as much as it displays the. You might be looking at this and saying, "All right, I want to see the last edited date for the organization." Although this kind of, the way the page, it brings all the users, and then only some of them have associated organizations. So we could be adding other columns in here of like when the organization was last edited. We could have a kind of an all organizations page, which then that would make more sense to have, you know, more of the details on the organizations. But any thoughts there? I mean, so this is what we sort of started. So it's the admin all users page. Those changes, we'll keep on polishing that. I guess there's not an immediate.
I think here the main confusion was having things like, you know, people like Robert in there.
Yeah.
The ones that aren't.
Yeah. It seems like they're old users undelete. Things like for you managing this, if we had down the end here, delete the option to delete any of the user, you could basically get rid of the old ones, and then they're, you know, you can have undeleted if there's an accident. That would basically allow you to clean up this page and. Yeah. So I guess we'll
maybe stick that. That's going to be a useful thing anyway. So maybe we'll try this first, and then
we'll get this one finished. One thing also, we've put this striping in, which we don't currently have on these pages, but we could put would you like to have the striping on all the pages?
Yes.
Yeah, we could put in a note, add striping to all admin views. There's the idea of having an all organization admin page. Might be nice, but not a high priority.
I'm not sure at the moment, so maybe put it in as a main priority, and we can just.
Yeah, I'll pop it in there, and yeah, it's you know, we'll deprioritize it, relatively speaking. But I think this discussion that we were having here, so that would provide that information for the admin only on there. I guess this story here, the question is, we've already got the last edited information implicit in the ordering on this map. Was there something additional that we would want to have on this map for all users, or is the key need more information for you?
At the moment, for me, I mean, I guess it might be a nice feature to have at the bottom of each one last updated. But we did talk earlier, a while back, about having, like, you know, the Google Docs and the Google Pins.
Yes.
And so if somebody hasn't updated their information,
yes, it would be a smaller dot. Yes, I think that sounds.
And then it will be less clustery as well, won't it?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we have, if we look in the map stories, we've got in there. Yeah, so.
So. I'm just
say again, right?
For the iPods, if they were having volunteer options, you could possibly free opportunities available at this organisation or opportunities like that. And then the bigger deal, I don't know, something.
Yes.
30% effectively start putting
Well, it's a bit like, you know, sometimes when you have those Google Maps and you zoom out, it doesn't have to be in the same place, does it? But if it's too many in one place, you have like 5.
I agree with that.
Because, I mean, I guess thinking about, if we already look at the map, there are only 2 clusters, aren't there? One cluster's in this building, with different organisations, 3 organisations.
Yeah.
And the other cluster is up at Seeders, because it's 2.
The
ASAP.
Oh. Maybe ASAP and MBHV.
I can't remember it, but yeah, because we do tend to get these clusters, like Carramere could be. There's a resource centre in South Harrow that's, you know, there's 20 organisations registered there.
Yeah, so we've got a chore for we've talked about it a number of times. We've got a chore for changing the appearance of dots, and then could have it differentiated by. So that we've got so choice, haven't we? We've got it could be differentiated by whether you're associated with a user account, the time of last update, whether you have volunteer opportunities. There's lots of options on there, but so yeah. I mean, I guess what we've hyped up to, you know, we can display that more information in the admin screens. That's fine. I guess maybe what it should be made actually is into, you know, a feature. So this would be, we could actually make the feature here. We just sort of, we can evolve that into a feature. And we say change some of the map. Well, I guess there's also, we could be that the larger markers would be for the search results. Although, yeah, I'm not sure how much sense that makes. But I guess it rather than.
I like the idea of having the map, you know, the format with the pins and the dots.
Yeah, and having so I think.
Because when you do a search, you're narrowing it down already, and then I think when you search.
Yeah, the search always have the big ones.
Dot.
Yes. So I think so.
I would go with something like, if you haven't updated for, you know, in any capacity for, you know, somebody's got volunteer opportunities on, then that would count.
Well, what we can do is we can, I guess, we can experiment with alternatives and show you the results, and you can then see which one seems to make more sense. So, and then I think I can probably get rid of this more recent one. Yeah, I think I'll just copy that over there. That actually, and it was. But the thing was, we voted on that one as being a 2-point story. I'm not even sure that we were clear what was actually being voted on there. I'm just maybe going to transfer that over and look at re-voting on it. That's the words. Now I think we're going to have to re-vote on it because it's now clear specifically about the map rather than about the admin screens. Okay, and so we've got on the backlog exposing other categories and displaying categories for individual organizations. I think I might just reverse the order of these because I think that maybe this is we voted on this one as being quite complex, and so that maybe puts people starting that one, puts people off starting that one. I think if we have the actually displaying what the categories are on the individual organization page, that's an easier story. Okay. So if we have that first and do it, so we have Marcelo is. We haven't had him for a while. I'm going to take him. I don't know if he started on that. Maybe I should at least. I think I get. Okay, so it has actually started on that. Let's see. Can I do Marcelo? Any progress on this? Okay. Right. Interesting. But so if he has, started on it, so you should have clicked start. Annoyingly, that then updates to my name. But, okay. So if we, to summarize then, this is the things that are in play. So Marion working on the edit page, David and Michelle are working on the editing of volunteer opportunities, we're going to deliver the delete charities and it's an admin page for you. Yeah, so Marcelo is working on that in the background. We've got the admin email updates there. So at least the sequencing, we've got that. The next priority is the changing of some of the map markers to be smaller, or is that higher or lower priority than the categories related to tasks?
I don't feel strongly, so maybe if somebody is more interested in one than the other, we can
go with that. And then so I think what that was what we've been voting on for that other story. This is how I explained it. So this one has actually been started by me.
What happened to the big map? So I know that was
that was I think John had been working on, and there was a big series of refactorings, and basically because he's working, it will require someone else to sort of pick that up to go for it. But so I mean, there's other things related to being able to search the volunteer opportunities, formatting for organisation descriptions. That was a block of text thing, but yeah. So there's a few bits and pieces going on. I guess there's nothing that you're thinking is screaming, well, we must have this or must have that. Sounds like I can infer a feature from the fact that we need to invite this email, we need to change this invite email, that if we had exposed through the interface so that you could edit that invite email, as time goes on, that would be a useful thing. I mean,
I don't know if because I'm hoping not to need to do it.
No, right. I guess once this is done, it will have the. I guess it's like I'm thinking about on the line, like if there was a event feature, event and then at that point it would be this is the new thing I want to invite people.
I guess it's what's a bigger job for you, editing the text
manually, or giving you the opportunity to. I mean. Yeah, I guess something up to me as a sort of an admin tool for me. I mean, is whether I mean, if I build it, then I can use it to speed up the process by which I get that done for you, and then eventually I can expose you. Anyhow, okay. So I think that's everything.
I've got one thing. We are involved. I'll just send you an email to you.
Yeah. It might take a minute to pull it up, but yes.
We're involved in a potential project to support people with mental health and learning disabilities to get into volunteering. And at the moment we're writing an application in partnership with different organisations.
Yes.
And one of the things someone suggested was a more accessible website. So we're going to put like an expression of interest to do with the HCN.
Yes.
So this would be a funding bit, so there would be money. So I was wondering if using HCN, the volunteering section, could you cost up?
Right. Making it accessible. Yes.
I mean, it may be something, I don't know, those sorts of things. If you could just cost up, come back to me.
Yeah. A lot of money making it accessible. I mean, are you looking for sort of like you want 3 levels? Like for 10,000 we could do this, 20,000 we could do this, 30,000 we could do this,
or that would be useful, because I think different people that are going to contribute are going to have to come together and say, well, it's going to cost this, and someone else is going to cost this. If it goes too high, the funders are just going to say no, it's not only for money.
Yeah.
So it's difficult to know, but I think if you're able to do different costings.
Sure. Yes.
I mean, and it might come to the point where it's absolutely unrealistic.
Sure.
I mean, some of the things like pictures and symbols might be more straightforward than voiceover.
Yeah. Although there is, I mean, I've been playing with a JavaScript thing that will allow you to have it speak and stuff.
And other times things are really simple and they're designed to.
But I was able to also I've discovered and.
Hello, Rachel.
That's just me.
So there's because there's also text to. That's a Mac, but yeah, there's a JavaScript library, so we can have.
Never gonna give you up.
And then you can choose different variations.
Never gonna give you up.
Well, the whisper is not very. But the croak is. You could say like, please.
Please volunteer more.
So that's the Daleks asking you to volunteer. So anyway.
Yeah.
There's all sorts of fun.
Cost a separate.
Yeah.
Because then again, it might be we'll say, okay, we could do this.
Yeah. But I guess, I mean, is there like the size of the overall grant, and one that has an expectation that the technology might take up 5% or 10% or something? Is there a sort of?
If you look at that XCA and go from back to 2p website that wasn't accessible. So,
yeah, but that's just something, isn't it?
But still, sort of.
Yeah.
I've seen as a standard 2k plus for a website. So I set the bar at 2k. I think very funny.
Right. There's an expectation that it would be more than 2k.
Yeah.
To do accessible. Yeah. So,
to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And to me, I think it would be.
I think that there's it could be quite a bit more because I think support for screen readers. I mean, there's all sorts of things and making it compliant. It's the kind of thing actually in the US. All education websites have to be compliant with a whole series of standards for accessibility, and it's quite onerous. Yeah, I'm not sure what
they do it. It's more reactive than proactive.
Right.
So if somebody complains, that's when they'll get caught up on it.
Yeah.
It's not.
But
this is going to be purpose built for that.
Yeah, no, I mean there's a lot, but there's also different levels of the different things that you do, and how many of it to reach what percentage of different people with accessibility issues. Yeah, but that's we can.
Yeah.
Good choice.
And I was not done when you're on holiday.
Actually, so I'm off next Thursday. So yeah, I mean I'll be in email contact, but so probably the next time that we could do a meeting would be, at least face-to-face meeting, would be in the final week of August, which maybe are you away in the final week of August?
I am.
Yeah, so probably the next time we going into September, I'm likely to be going into London every day, but I think we can still meet, but maybe do it on the Hangout. Actually, I got a Skype call from you last night. Did you mean to?
No, I didn't mean to. Yes, and I meant to send you a message.
No problem.
I was Skyping, and somebody else. It was a group Skype, and there's somebody called Sam, and I brought you in.
Easily done.
They're quite keen for you to join it. It's a bit like quite good fun.
Well, yeah. So I do have my nice pictures on Skype. Yeah. Unfortunately, I was running. We were pair programming on the various things for the LocalSupport thing in the MOOC office hours last night. I couldn't
manage to get a group call without calling you.
Right.
You seem to have been added to that group.
No, that's it. That's now in. Yeah, no, you're stuck with me now.
You're now trusted.
Yeah. Ironically, I was using Skype last night because the Google Hangouts failed for 12 minutes. That was quite frustrating yesterday because I had an independent filmmaker in to record some of the things that we were doing, and then anyway.
Have you got any way of doing interview with paper?
I haven't heard from anybody. Nobody's. I mean, I kind of contacted them saying I'm really busy, but try and contact me at these times. But I haven't heard from them. But yeah. So I mean, in September, I'm being asked to do more things in London for this this group. But potentially we'll bring in even more people. I mean, I'm working to integrate, working on projects for non-profits even more closely into that. So. Hopefully, although you might see less of me in person, there'll be more people working on the system. But I don't know if David. I guess we've got still with us. We've got David and Michael and Michelle. I know last year, Michael, you met with Rachel over the summer. You've kind of been out of the project for a while. Great to see you again. David, have you got any interest in continuing meetings with Rachel in August? I don't know if David's there. at the moment, or maybe he's muted.
Well, I won't be around for the whole of August.
No.
Yeah, I'll miss at least a couple of Thursdays. I'm wondering but I think if features get finished over the summer, it would be good to be getting them live on the site, showing them to Rachel and getting them live on the site, if that's useful for you. The other thing is, it will be useful to us if we have a look at the icebox in the meantime and see if we can sort that in the order that suits you, so that we can pick up things even when we haven't got meetings.
Yeah. Well, what I'll do is I'll send an email with so David, you've got.
I could.
Go on, Michael.
I was gonna say I could potentially meet with her on Hangout at some point.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I'll send. Yeah.
Shall I just leave it for you guys to contact me if you've got something you want to meet about? We can arrange it. I'm away the last 2 weeks of August, so otherwise I'm away. So.
Yeah, that sounds like a way to go. I mean, David was just asking about ordering of the icebox there. It's sort of difficult with the icebox. I mean, I think there's enough bits and pieces to get. It's annoying because things automatically get added at the top of the icebox. But usually, at the top would be somewhere where you'd have. I mean, this one. I think this. I'm assuming this one here, that adding more fields to the volunteers is quite important. I don't know about that. Sure. Well, this is a question from Michael about. So actually, this form that we've got for adding organisations, that's still up to date, isn't it? Or at least that's still the recommended way.
Yeah, I mean, it'd be good to have a process where it goes directly onto the HCN. I mean, at the moment, they fill the form in. I receive that, and then I then copy and paste it. Whereas they could fill a form.
Right, but I guess that it's sort of the it's the approval step. Right. Yeah. So what we would like to have, at the moment, I guess we've got people who can say this is my organisation, and you can then approve them. I guess what you'd like to have is this new organisation. I think at the moment we only expose the new organisation button to admins.
No, I think anybody can do a new
organisation. Can they? I don't know.
Yeah, it takes you to this page, doesn't it?
I know this new organisation button here, at least for the admin, takes you to this.
Yeah, that's invisible to everybody else.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this one here, this is the add organisation page that we're on now.
Okay.
Yeah, that new organisation is invisible to everyone else. Okay. But that, in principle, ultimately, these new organisation and add organisation would be merged, and it would be that any person wanting to add themselves would come to a form like this, and then they would create organisation, but rather than just automatically going through, it would send an email to you, and you'd get an approved listed thing. So that's, I think, what we could do here is actually upgrade this to a feature and say, so replace.
Just out of interest, have you gotten many people that have actually contacted you through that form
yet? We've not really had it directly through the website, but what we've done, we've sent it out on a newsletter, and we had a couple come back that way. So it's been a case where I've just copied and pasted the information over. I think it's something now that we've got Vina sending us some volunteer opportunities. And I think we've had a couple that way.
I guess have we had any more user feedback? Because you've been sending out invites. Have we had? I mean, we had Michael through sending out the invites over the last couple of months. There's been 4 or 5 people, haven't there, who come in and updated their.
What I found is that people who do it pretty quick. So I haven't sent any. What I was going to do, I'm sort of waiting off to edit this text, and then I'll send it out.
I mean, I'm just looking through the different things. The ordering, just having given that the new one we had today was all organisations admin page, which I've sort of moved down.
Yeah.
Just for me, looking through this list, that seems like a reasonable set of things that are all kind of medium priority. you know, would be nice to have. I guess we got. Actually, oh, okay. So that was the original. Okay, yeah. So that although I just created that one that replaced that organization with new organization form, I think this was the old feature that said the same thing. I think we can maybe throw that one away just to avoid the thing, and then those are. I mean, there's maybe on the footer. I mean, you could anytime you could come into the icebox, and if you see anything in your eye that you think should be prioritized, you can try and move it to the top.
Okay.
We'll keep on trying to vote on things. So that's people are usually loath to start them if they haven't got an estimate of how confident they are.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. All right.
Yes.
So if that's everything, yeah, good show. And I'll get those other minor admin things up on the site and let you know, and you can try out the features. Cool, great.
Yeah.
All right. Any questions or thoughts from Michelle?
No.
Yeah. Did you've been working on the local support? It's nice to have you in the client meeting. Michael, David, any other thoughts?
No, thank you very much.
Yeah, great stuff. All right, we'll wrap up the meeting there.